Not mad. Won't get mad. I'm actually going to start with an assumption. I think if anybody thought that we were going to win today, you haven't been here enough. This is the classic game, and just the vibes pre-game that my stomach was giving to me. We were never going to win this game. I knew it from the very beginning. The fact that it was a Monday night, the fact that it was in Udine, the fact that we never managed to get easy results in Udine. I mean, I'm honestly not mad. I'm honestly not mad because for me, I've said it many times, it doesn't take this game to prove that this team isn't top four level. I've been saying this when we lost after Inter. I've been saying this when we lost after Milan. I've been saying this ever since September. This team is not top four material. You are the fifth/sixth best team in Italy. I've repeated this statement around 10 times this season, and whether you agree with this or not, of course it's your opinion. I've also repeated to you many times how up to now we've only done a miracle because it has been a miracle. I mean, sometimes they show the graphics of the bench that we have, and I want to bleach my eyes because, and not understanding that what we did today up to today is a miracle coming from this manager, I think is criminal. I think is absolutely criminal. Our team is not top four material. In fact, do you want my honest sentence to describe the situation? I'm pretty sure if I release to you what I think after this game, I'm gonna get killed by a lot of people. I honestly think after this game, we need to go all in Europe. Call me crazy, Simo, we've made this mistake 20 times over the last 20 years. It has never worked out. I honestly don't give a shit. I honestly think you've got better chances of winning the Europa League than getting top four. You're not going to get 5 teams in the Champions League because Napoli already out, Atalanta are playing Dortmund, Juventus I think are playing a very tricky game against Galatasaray. You're not going to get 5 teams in the Champions League. I honestly, after this game, would go all in Europe. For me, there is no way you get top four. After the transfer market you completed as well, I was saying this on the fan forum. We signed too many young players. Now, whether you think that's the main problem, I'm not saying that's the main problem as of why we lost today. No, but we signed too many young players in this transfer window. I think January is not about these kinds of signings. These signings you complete in the summer, not in January. In January, you need ready players who come in and make an instant impact, who can get subbed in into games. January is not about projection. January is about instant recruitment. So I honestly think that this strategy that we've adopted in January of signing 2005's 2006 is a wrong strategy because we needed ready players. I'm not criticizing these players. I'm saying that these players aren't ready to make an instant impact, and that's a fact. But yeah, look, I think there are many problems. Mancini today, I don't think played a good game. Cristante didn't play a good game. Pellegrini played an absolutely shit game. Ndika with that stupid handball after 5 minutes, he kind of like glitched, and then got the. It's the classic performance of a team that just steps up with the wrong attitude, and it has happened so many times over the course of our history. You know, it happened last Thursday. The approach was wrong. You got back into the game because of a lucky goal. Today is the classic game where you could have gone on for another 2 hours and you wouldn't have scored. Udinese played a great game today. They ate you up on every point of view. They ate Malin up. I mean, they pocketed Malin in a way, but that's not his fault. I'm going to get onto Malin in a second. In the middle, they absolutely annihilated with intensity, with rapidity, they shoot. I was saying this to my dad. We were watching the game, and I'm like, you know why they won this game? Because they shot more than you do. They are unpredictable. You're so monotone. This football club is so monotone. It's so predictable. Every movement that it does, every movement of the majority of these players is so fucking predictable. It's so predictable. It's so predictable. Pellegrini does the same thing on a football pitch for about it's about 22 years that I think Pellegrini plays in the same exact way. Like teams study you. You know what happens before you play a game. Teams study your players, and you've got players who, apart from Wesley, have no unpredictability whatsoever. These are things, and again, I point out the fact that I've been mentioning these things ever since the start of the season, because I want to point out to everyone. I don't want to brag and say, oh, I was right about everything. No, I just want to point out that these are problems that we have been noticing ever since September, and we haven't tackled them. You haven't tackled them up to now. Zaragoza, from what I've seen, can add on predictability, but you also need some again, I don't know much about him, but you're so monotone. You are so predictable, and honestly, that's why you lost today. You lost today because you played the same exact game like you did against Cagliari, with a tiny bit more of intensity, a tiny bit more, like raising that volume up from 1 to 2. A bit more intensity, I can give it to you in this game, but it's the same approach to Cagliari. On no predictability, no unpredictability, same rhythm, players do the same things, and striker is stranded by himself, and that's the other problem. I said this at halftime. If you don't learn how to serve Malen better, in the space of 3 months, Malen will turn into Dovbyk all over again. Just a better Dovbyk because he's got a better technique. But if you don't learn how to serve Malen when Dybala isn't on the pitch, because you're going to find this problem more and more often. On Monday, Dybala won't be here because he's injured, and you're going to play against a low block team. So if you don't find a way to serve Malen better, then pointless. He will turn into Dovbyk all over again. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not his fault because today he was surrounded by, I kid you not, elephants. Udinese's defense was triple his size. And you've got Malen by himself stranded in the middle of these bisons. All you're trying to do is a long ball on him. And Malen is about that tall. Like, I don't know, man. My point is that you're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna go anywhere. There are too many holes in this team. There are too many holes in this team that, again, we've been good in hiding, because I think any other manager would not be in the position that we are in today. There are too many holes in this team. There are too many inconsistent players. I look at Sule. I like Sule. Sule has been one of our best players this season. But again, when you need that stamp from him, you punctually never get it. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even want to add anything else, because I feel like every single time I'm repeating the same things, and you're gonna get bored of me. You're gonna get bored of me. But honestly, I think personally, these are the main problems at this football club. For me, the biggest issue is the fact that there is no tempo in this team. That there is no tempo in this team. That all you do is get the ball and either cross the ball in the box from Chilik, who I've never seen put a good cross in the box ever since he signed for us. So all you do is either base yourself on crosses, which then eventually turn into corner kicks, or all you do is long ball, diagonal, horizontal passes. There's no lightning bolt. I'm hoping that Zaragoza can be that, but I've been hoping for too long that, I don't know. We need something, because now is brutal. Because now is brutal. You need to exploit the fact that over the course of the next month, you will only have 1 game per week. because if you get to March like this, then with the Europa League kicking back in, yeah, you're not gonna get top four. Which is why I say, I mean, we're 2nd of February today. After this defeat today, which I was expecting, but after this defeat today, my priority is the Europa League. Whether you think it like me, or whether you don't think it like me, for me the priority right now is the Europa League. Now that doesn't mean that we're gonna win it. I don't think we're gonna win it, but you never win a big game. Adding on to that, you consistently have a day off against one of these teams, against Cagliari, against Torino, against Udinese. Adding on to that, as I said before, you don't win your big games. You lose a lot of games. You've lost a lot of games this season. You're not going to get what you want. Who's to blame? I think a lot of responsibilities need to be shared amongst players, yes, because when you lose games like this one, the responsibility is the players. And the other is the board, because I did not rate the summer transfer session, and I need to see Zaragoza before giving my final judgment, but I haven't rated this January transfer window either. It's not like I haven't rated it, I just don't understand, as I said at the beginning, the strategy behind it, because signing players like Venturino, signing players like Vaz, I'm not questioning whether they're good football players or not, but that's not what we need right now. That's not what we need right now. And the fact that you spent in January, knowing that it's already a transfer session full of limited opportunities, the fact that you spent 25 million out of nowhere to sign an 18-year-old striker, for me doesn't make sense. For me doesn't make sense. That's something you do in June, not in January. But yeah, I don't want to add anything else. I'm gonna read comments tomorrow because my parents want to go to bed and they're in the other room. I'm gonna film a little match reaction on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm gonna rewatch some of these highlights and movements and tactics tonight. Tomorrow I want to do a colder reaction regarding this game because I think it deserves it. It deserves it to understand what went wrong. And yeah, right. I'll catch you. I'll catch you soon. But as I said, if you ask me, Seymour, you surprised? I'm not surprised one bit today. I knew that this game was gonna end like this. I knew it. I knew it before the game started. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I know my team too well. I know my team too well. These are the games that you always struggle in, and whenever you just tip the balance against you, you lose. You punctually lose. Always, always, always. Anyways, we need to move on. Hit the like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. See you out.